Good morning, here I am again with another troll through my vinyl collection. This time it's David Bowie. Been a long time David Bowie fan. In fact, the first LP I ever bought was Aladdin Sane. So we're going to plow on. I got quite a few. They're all, except for one, notable. They're all the re-release versions. In fact, 3 of them are box sets. So I've broken open the box sets and we're going to go through them one by one. So we're going to start off with Loving the Alien, which is the latest of the 4 that have been released so far. I've only got 3 box sets of LPs, etc. We'll go through them now. So starting with Loving the Alien. Serious Moonlight Tour Live 83. This is a double album. Most of these box sets have got a few live albums in them, and this is Serious Moonlight, and it's from the Loving the Alien box set. And it's a double LP. So moving on, the major album in this box set, I guess, is the Let's Dance, up there with the top of David's albums. Nile Rodgers produced, of course. Mammoth lead-off track, Let's Dance. Striking cover. Ticks all the boxes for David, I suppose. Here we go. This is Tonight. Another album from this Loving the Alien box set, with a striking sort of almost religious feel to the stained glass window effect. I don't know. Lukewarmly received at the time. Loving the Alien itself is on there, the name of the box set. Neighborhood Threat. Not a good version of God Only Knows, in my opinion anyway. Don't Look Down, Dancing with the Big Boys. A medium Bowie album, I would say. This is Never Let Me Down. I'm saying it, yeah, Never Let Me Down. I actually saw David on the Glass Spider tour, which came to Cardiff, South Wales, where I live. The Glass Spider tour, Cardiff Arms Park, Stadium tour, Stadium Rock tour, and this album was never held in high esteem, probably by me at the time or the critics. In this box set, in each of the box sets, there's a remixed album of one of the albums. In this one, it is Never Let Me Down. It is quite an improvement, I feel, on the original. It's got a new cover and everything, and there it is in all its glory. Talking about the Glass Spider tour, here is the double LP. Sorry, it's not a double. I think it's a triple. Yeah, triple LP of that tour. Glass Spider 87. I had a Mammoth poster at the time, bootleg poster I bought out to Garage. Filled a whole wall on my bedroom at the time. I've since lost in one of the many moves I've made. This is a compilation. It's in that set. It's called Dance. It's a double album. It's got dance remixes that were done at the time of various singles. Blue Jean, Dance with the Big Boys Tonight, Underground, etc. It's Day In, Day Out, and that's in this set as well. And in all the sets, there's a compilation called Recall. This is Recall 4, as this is box set 4, Loving the Alien, and it's got all the single versions, B-sides, and bits and bobs that are not on any albums from the time. So that's Loving the Alien out the way. We're going to step off from the box sets a minute, and we'll go mop up my various individual purchases even. This is Legacy, the double LP, with a really good cover that I mount on my wall. I think this is not a bad cover. Get both 2 errors there for the price of 1. It's a double LP with all the major songs. It's Let's Dance, Astral Ashes, Life on Mars, 2016 mix, Man Who Saw the World, Speed Oddly Starman, etc. etc. So that's Legacy. This is 2016, I'm sure what it is, the remix. Tony Visconti's Space Oddity remix of the album was called David Bowie at one point. It's got Space Oddity as lead-off track. So that's the remix version. This is another treble LP. Welcome to the Blackout Live 78. Heroes sort of tracks and low tracks and a mixture of old favourites on there, with David in almost giving a Nazi salute on the front, according to some people. But obviously the mic stand destroys all that, doesn't it? So we'll bear with that nonsense. My favourite Bowie album, a lot of people's favourite Bowie album, Ziggy Stardust, Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders of Mars, that iconic picture of that back street in London. I'll turn it around and show the other iconic picture of David in the telephone box. Stupendous album. And this is, as I mentioned, this is not the one. This is obviously the release from the in the series. These re-releases, David and his Lad Insane guys there. This is, of course, that Lad Insane silhouette on the back. First album I ever bought. I thought they were all going to be that good. Hunky Dory, with David stargazing a bit there, I suppose. There's so many good tracks on this. Life on Mars, Queen Bitch, Changes, Oh You Pretty Things, 8-line poem, goes on and on. Very good early-ish Bowie album. Another one in my independent purchases, yeah. Bowie pin-ups with a picture of Twiggy on the front there. This is, if you don't know, this is a covers album. One of the better ones. Sorrow was the big single off this. This is the one original I've got. Someone donated to my collection. Thanks to that person. This is Low. A seminal album by anyone's standards, and I will be doing my top 5 at some point. It's one of the easier ones to do for me anyway. This is a record day release, store day release, Bowie Now, a compilation that was released at the time. I think it was a promotional item. It's got mainly Heroes and Low tracks, and kicks off with E2 Schneider there. So it's on white vinyl, which is, for collectors, even more attractive, I guess. And his last album, Black Star, double LP, with a very somber packaging, which I suppose was planned. Black on black on the back. So that's the independent releases. Go back to the box set now. And this time we're in New Career in a New Town. It was the name of this release. It was the second of Sorry, Who Can I Be Now? This is not a New Career in a New Town. We'll come to that one in a minute. This is Who Can I Be Now? This has got a recall. This was the second box set. So this is called Recall 2. It's got Rebel, Diamond Dogs, all the single versions, promotionals, singles, Golden Years, single edits, etc. For your information. There's a live. Well, I think there's a couple of live albums in this. This is a double album. Yeah, it's a live NASA Coliseum 1976. So that's double live there. There's an interesting item in it's the Gusta, which is a sort of a lost album, if you want. The tracks that ended up on another album, and there you go. So that's an added bonus for people who bought the box set, I guess. As I said, these are all re-releases for the box sets. This is David Live with a skeletal Dave on the front there, looking a bit unhealthy, I would guess. I don't know what caused that. So this is the original double LP. Now, as with these box sets, there's often a sort of reformatted version, and here it is, David Live. This is a triple album with all the tracks that were recorded at that concert, I guess. It kicks off in 1984. That's a story in itself, and which we'll come into in a minute. This is as I said earlier, there's usually two versions of each one album, and here's the album. There is a remix sort of version, and here it is, Station to Station, with a better cover, I think. I'm not keen on this cover so much. This is Station to Station, the original formatting, with the big writing on the back. 6 tracks on there, all good tracks, Golden Years, station to station with other wing. I'm sure you know all those very well. Nearly coming to the end of Who Can I Be No box set. It's Young Americans. Probably definitely a major step for David, in the sense that it lost a lot of his audience, I think, with this Plastic Soul, White Soul, whatever you want to call it, the Thin White Duke, all that. But having said that, there's some fantastic tracks on here. Golden Years and Young Americans notwithstanding. And the final album from that, from this box set, is Diamond Dogs. This is where we come to the 1984 story, which could be probably a little video in its own of the development of this album. It's not my favourite album cover, but it's a progression from Aladdin Same in some ways. David is still in that guise. Rebel Rebel is the standout singles song on here, and we got Diamond Dogs itself track, and Big Brother 1984, that sort of, for that concept that never materialised in its fullest form due to copyright rights, I guess. But that's Diamond Dogs, and that finishes that little box set. And we go now to a new career into, excuse me, while I lean across here and get this box set kicks off with Low, classic album by anybody's standards. And as I said, I got two versions of this. I got the original and the box set version there. Heroes, with David in that striking pose. Probably my favourite, one of my favourite tracks, Heroes, is on here. But this is an album. This is, as is Low. Now the first two of the Berlin trilogy. We'll come into more of that in a minute, I guess. And here we are with the EP that's in this box set of Heroes tracks in various languages: English version, German version, English, French versions. Helden, if I'm pronouncing that right. So that's a little tease for the collectors, I guess, there. Again, with this album, there's two versions of the live. And this was only in the box set. I think this is the special limited edition on yellow vinyl. Includes the hit single Breaking Glass. So this is a double LP. And here we are with a reformatted 2017 edition, which is a triple album. So there's some more tracks on the other, not on the other one. Excuse me. And the Roses album, it's a pretty solid live album. We're into the again, like the other albums, there's two versions of one album. There's a remix version of Lodger, and there's the original version of Lodger. Same covers, no detailed differences there, I don't think. No. So there we go. It's the other way around, isn't it? That's probably the swap the settle difference. One's got David's heads now. Which one's the original? I'm struggling to remember. So that's Lodger. Probably the big. There's a big album to finish off this box set. Not quite finished with this, the actual albums. This is Ashes to Ashes. Sorry, it's not Ashes to Ashes. It obviously is Scary Monsters. Ashes to Ashes is on this. That was a big number one. Finished off the decade for towards the end of the decade, into the new decade for David. Some fashions on here. There's lots of standout tracks and very in tune with what was going on at the time with New Romantics and that sort of stuff. And the last of this box set is another Recall. It's Recall 3. It's got single versions, Australian single versions, and various different versions and soundtrack versions, etc. B-sides, EPs and stuff, mopping it all up. And that concludes my bit longer troll there through LPs and free box sets. So I hope you enjoyed that to some degree, and I'll be back soon.